I'm just gonna throw a hot take out here and say that the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies are good, but not as great as everyone makes them out to be.
What?
I know. A lot of these movies are fun. It's the biggest Hollywood franchise ever. I get it, but let's just be honest with ourselves. A lot of these movies are just meh.
Who in the hell do you think you are?
By now, everybody on the planet has seen Avengers Endgame and witnessed the conclusion to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And after 22 films over the span of 10, 11 years or so, not one of these films, not one of them, has a rotten score on Rotten Tomatoes. Maybe Disney actually is paying off the critics. Now, I refuse to believe that all 22 movies in this franchise are good, so which ones actually are good and which ones are bad? Well, lucky for you, I've seen all 22 films and I'm making a YouTube video about it.
I'm gonna pretend you didn't say that.
No, I'm being serious.
So let's start at the beginning of the franchise and see which ones are actually worth your time and which ones you can just skip. And for the record, I may spoil some of these movies, but I'm not going to do that for Avengers Endgame just because you might be the one person who hasn't seen it yet. Iron Man started this whole thing off and is arguably the best movie in the franchise. Robert Downey Jr. is awesome as Tony Stark, and this movie does about everything right and then some, so this is an easy one. It's good, you should see it. I'm in the rare camp that I actually liked the Ang Lee, Eric Bana Hulk movie better than this one. But Lou Ferrigno is still the best Hulk. Yeah, Big Louie! So aside from some exciting sequences, you just don't care about the characters that much, and everything just becomes bland. Back to Iron Man again, and this one is easily one of the worst in the franchise. I honestly don't remember much from this movie other than the villain was just so stupid. It makes like whips out of electricity or something. My grand plan to take down Iron Man is to whip him. So stupid. Whatever. This one's dumb. Skip it. This movie's like Crocodile Dundee, except he's from space. So Chris Hemsworth and Natalie Portman are good-looking actors, I guess, but it's Anthony Hopkins and Tom Hiddleston's performances that save this movie.
You're my son. I wanted only to protect you from the truth.
What, because I'm the monster parents tell their children about at night?
By itself, I probably wouldn't recommend this movie, but if you want to know what the hell is going on later in this franchise, you should probably see it. Captain America has always been one of my favorite superheroes, but this movie's just kind of boring. Sure, it's got its moments, and the Red Skull is the best villain in the entire franchise. Yes, more so than Loki and Barney over there. But I don't find myself wanting to watch it again because it seems like all it's doing is just setting up for... I'm not gonna lie, when I first saw this film being advertised, I thought it was so gimmicky, having all the superheroes in one movie, that there was no way it could be good. I was so wrong. This movie just works because it doesn't take itself too seriously. It's really funny, it's exciting, and it's a lot of fun. Kudos to the filmmakers for making this one work, and I definitely recommend this one. Another Iron Man movie, and it's definitely better than Iron Man 2, but it's still blah. Guy Pearce is always great, but after seeing the Avengers, it's kind of boring to watch one superhero by themselves in a standalone movie. Do you need to see this movie to understand what happens later? Nope. Skip it. This is easily bottom 3, if not the worst in the franchise. I really don't remember what happened because it just sucked so bad. I do remember that Loki died at some point, but he's not really dead, and who knows what's going on here. Blah, blah, blah. Thor stops the bad guy, everything's back to normal. Oh, look, he's gonna live on Earth now, and who cares? Skip this one. Now we're getting somewhere because this Captain America movie is really good. I especially like this one because you can actually watch it as a standalone movie outside of the franchise. Kind of. It's got this whole espionage feel to it that really works. The action is exciting, the script is really smart, and the film leaves you wanting more. See this one. Attaboy, Cap.
I'm high on believing.
I know I'm gonna get a lot of flack for this one because I just don't really like this movie. Trust me, I know I'm in the minority on this one, but I just don't like any of the characters. I don't find it funny, and the story doesn't intrigue me at all. Again, I am totally aware that this is an unpopular opinion, but I think this movie is super overrated. I would say skip it, but this movie does set up an important storyline that comes into play later, so I don't know, guys. Just get the cliff notes if you can. A letdown. The first Avengers is fantastic, but this one's just meh. It just doesn't have the spark that made the first one so enticing. And did I miss something? The movie just starts with all of the Avengers together, so why weren't they together in the last 3 standalone movies?
Sorry for barging in on you. Yeah, we would have called ahead, but we were busy having no idea that you existed.
Probably asking too many questions, but either way, I'm not thrilled about this one, so pass. I'm on the fence with this one because I'll watch Paul Rudd and Michael Douglas in anything, let alone a movie with them together. The concept is fun, if not a little stupid, but because Paul Rudd is so awesome, it's hard to resist this movie.
I'm gonna make some tea.
Overall, I would say it's good, but go in with really small expectations. See what I did there? Okay, so the airport battle scene is great. It's fantastic, and hey look, Spider-Man's here now, and that's cool, I guess. That being said, oh my gosh, this movie drives me crazy. This whole movie has been Captain America and Iron Man arguing and eventually fighting each other to the death. And not only does this movie not have the balls to kill off a major character like the comics did, the movie literally ends with Captain America sending Tony a letter saying, "Sorry bro, still friends, right?"
And I'm sorry. Hopefully one day you can understand.
What? So basically this whole argument they were having was just for nothing. What a waste of my time. So disclaimer, I'm a huge Sherlock fan, so I will watch anything with Benedict Cumberbatch in it. This movie is enjoyable, but make no mistake, it's not that great. I will say that it definitely has some really interesting moments, and the visuals alone are worth it to watch, but enter at your own risk. This character does play a major role in the films later, but I think you should see this film just for the visuals alone. Nope. Didn't like it the first time, and I didn't like it this time. Kurt Russell is another actor that I really enjoy, but even he could make me like this film. So Drax is the only character that has some funny lines, but overall, these characters are just so unfunny to me. I don't know, guys. It's just not there for me. I say skip it. While I still hold that Spider-Man 2 is easily the best in the whole Spider-Man saga, this Spider-Man is very entertaining and is a vast improvement over the last few entries. Michael Keaton steals every scene he's in, and this film does have an energy that's fun to watch.
You're that Spider guy on YouTube, right? Call me Spider-Man! Okay, Spider-Man! Don't flip! Yeah!
I liked it, I think you should see it, but this probably is the movie in the MCU that you could skip the most and still know what's going on later, so it's kind of a wash. Now this is what I'm talking about. They need to give these filmmakers a raise because this one is a lot of fun to watch. They finally made me like Thor as a character, and they were cracking me up in this entire movie. This film not only had the guts to change things up, but when you play Led Zeppelin music as your climactic battle score, sign me up for more of that. So this one gets all the praise. This one has the highest score on Rotten Tomatoes and even got a Best Picture nomination. And hey, I enjoyed it. The characters are really interesting, and I like the dynamic between the hero and the villain specifically. Now, I did find myself rolling my eyes a lot at the really cheesy moments that the script calls for. But the action is really well staged, and the actors are really on point with this one. So I say you should definitely see this one, but don't buy into the hype. There is a lot of movie happening here. So Thanos is an intimidating villain, but I'd rather he just be full-blown evil rather than this wannabe space farmer who's trying to justify his actions. Anyway, this film's got a lot of really exciting sequences in it. It has all the superheroes in it, so it definitely is epic. And as far as the ending goes, with everyone biting the dust, yeah, I didn't buy that for a second, along with most everybody else, so I'm just kind of pissed you made us all wait a year to see how this wraps up, Marvel. But I guess that means I liked it, so I'd say see it. Again, I like Paul Rudd, but this is not an improvement over the original. On top of that, we're also invested in the Infinity War storyline that we probably would care more about this movie if it wasn't sandwiched between that and Endgame.
Hey, I'm talking to you. Hey.
Anyway, it's not terrible, but it's not gonna blow you away either, so I'd say skip it. Oh my gosh, kill me! Now for the record, I liked Wonder Woman, and I would like to see a Black Widow movie, but this movie just sucks. The worst part is Brie Larson's performance. She's so terrible in this movie that I don't understand why Marvel didn't fire her. She's so bad. This is probably my least favorite in the franchise, and I can't believe it got decent reviews. If you couldn't tell, I'm recommending you skip this trash movie. So it all brings it to this. This movie is 3 hours long because Marvel's trying to wrap up everything here. And for the most part, I think they do a pretty good job. Again, I'm not gonna give anything away here, but the last hour of this movie is about as epic as it can get. And it packs a lot of really exciting moments and a lot of emotional resonance. This is the movie where there is payoff in having seen every single MCU movie that comes before it, because you'll understand what in the world is happening here. But nonetheless, I don't think it's vital to enjoy this movie. Overall, this movie is worth it to see just for the last hour alone, and I would say offers a pretty satisfying conclusion to this whole saga. So by my count, I would say 11 out of 22 of these movies are worth your time, which means you could probably pull a Thanos and get rid of the other half.
I call that mercy.
In my opinion, are there better movies out there? Of course there are. Are there better franchises? Yeah, absolutely. But the MCU is in the unique position of having pulled off such a complex, interwoven storyline between all these characters and movies, and for that, I can appreciate what it has accomplished. And we'll see what that next Spider-Man movie does, but honestly, what else is there to say at this point?
You don't want any part of this.
So assuming almost all of you have seen at least one of the MCU movies, tell me what you think, because if you couldn't tell, this is just my opinion, so whether you agree or disagree, let me know in the comments below. You can also check out some of our other videos posted right here. Thank you for watching and subscribe for more videos like this.